Kunoichi TV series. Kunoichi, stylized as Kunoichi in Japan, is a women's obstacle course competition held in Japan and broadcast on the Tokyo Broadcasting System. It is a spin-off of Sasuke, another obstacle course series. Kunoichi is different from Sasuke in that the competitors are exclusively female. The show is rebroadcast as Women of Ninja Warrior on the American G4 channel. It originally ran for 8 tournaments between 2001 and 2009. In 2017, after an 8-year hiatus, it was renewed for a 9th tournament, which aired on February 12, 2017. A 10th tournament followed shortly afterwards on July 2, 2017. The 9th and 10th tournaments took place on an indoor course at the Makuhari Messe Convention Hall, unlike past tournaments taking place at Midoriyama Studio City. Participants compete for a prize of 2,000,000 yen, $25,497 US. Each competition starts with 100 competitors from a range of backgrounds such as actors. The competitors are mainly Japanese, but many international competitors have participated. Kunoichi All-Stars. Ayako Miyake-san Jiling Zai. Miyake Ayako, this 3-time consecutive Kunoichi champion, has earned her the nickname Queen of Kunoichi. Weighing only 90 pounds 41 kg, Ayako is also an acrobatic dancer who used to work for Muscle Musical. She achieved total victory in the 4th, 5th, and 6th competitions. In the 7th competition, however, she fell on the last obstacle of the 2nd stage, the last part of the swinging beams, which was a metal beam without a rope support like the last 2. Her failure left the other competitors in visible shock because, in the words of the narrator, she was the competitor everyone was counting on. As of 2008, she has cleared the 1st stage 4 times in a row and the 2nd, 3rd, and final stages 3 times in a row. Recently, Ayako and a few other Muscle Musical members, including the creator and Sayaka Asami, broke away and created their own group, so it is now rumored that she will no longer compete. This seems to be confirmed as she did not compete in Kunoichi 8. Kamiya Zayo Gong Lai Ying. Kamiya Ri, this is one of the top competitors on Kunoichi and is notable for advancing all the way to the 3rd stage in her first tournament and failing Domino Hilforth competition. In the 5th competition, she looked better than Miss Perfect herself. However, by the time she reached the Skyway pole in the final stage, she looked defeated and her time ran out. She is a Japanese newscaster and went into modeling after her appearance on Kunoichi, before joining the Muscle Musical by the time of the 7th competition. Her run in the 6th competition was cut from the broadcast, but it is known that she failed stage 1. She was one of only 4 competitors who defeated the 1st stage in the 7th competition, but she failed on the monkey bars in the 2nd stage. As of 2008, she has cleared the 1st stage 3 times, the 2nd stage twice, and the 3rd stage once. Kamiya also competed in Sasuke 22, Sasuke 23, Sasuke 24, and Sasuke 26. Being disqualified on the jumping spider and then failing the half-pipe attack, the log grip, and the rolling escargot respectively. In Kunoichi 8, she became the 2nd woman ever to beat the final stage. Yuko Mizuno Shuiyu Zai Mizuno Yuko. After almost completing the final stage in the 2nd and 3rd competitions, she was thought to be the most likely competitor to complete the final stage, and was once thought to be the queen of Kunoichi. In the 3rd competition, Yuko missed the button by 0.12 seconds. That was similar to Makoto Nagano in Sasuke 12. He reached the top of final stage's tower and missed the red button by 0.11 seconds. Since then, she has only made it to the 3rd stage once in the 5th competition, and hasn't passed the 1st stage in the 4th, 6th, and 7th competition. Besides being a Kunoichi competitor, she is also a celebrity athlete and a regular Sasuke competitor. Fans also call her MS Kunoichi for her similar status to Mr. Sasuke, Katsumi Yamada. As of 2008, she has cleared the 1st stage 3 times, the second stage 3 times, and the third stage twice. She is also known as the Katsumi Yamada of Kunoichi. Miho Tanaka Tianzhongzhen fan. Tanaka Mihoshi is a professional snowboarder/wakeboarder. Miho was considered an all-star of Kunoichi by the second time she has competed. She is known for her impressive speed, nearly matching Ayako Mieke's records. Also, she made it to the final stage during her second appearance, in the 6th tournament, where she completed the third stage most difficult obstacle, Domino Hill, at a very quick pace that exceeded any competitor's time who attempted or completed that obstacle, including Ayako Mieke. As she made it past the first 3 stages, it seems that she wasn't nervous about any obstacles standing in her way, but by the time she reached the final stage, she was unsure about her footing, constantly looking down, and began to lose speed on the brick climb, which by the time she completed time was already up. In the 7th tournament, she was the only competitor to reach the third stage. However, she was defeated by the obstacle that she had defeated in the previous tournament, Domino Hill. In Kunoichi 8, she was eliminated when she wasn't one of the top 2 in her group to finish the first stage. As of 2010, she has cleared the first stage twice, the second stage twice, and the third stage once. Regulars. Kunoichi has several competitors who compete on a regular basis. Some of these include Yuko and Rina Higashi. Yuko/Rina mother-daughter team. Though the mother, Yuko, has yet to complete the first stage, Rina is the second 13-year-old to complete the first stage. The first was Saki Suzuki in the third competition, but she is the youngest to complete the second stage. Rina has also competed in the juniors division of Sasuke, where she ran out of time just a few inches from the buzzer of the final stage. Yuko is a housewife, and her daughter is a tomboy and an athletic student who joined the track and field team in order to train for Kunoichi. Rina also competed in Kunoichi 8, but she failed first stage's swinging jump. Sayaka Asami Sayaka was the women's group leader in the related series, Muscle Musical. Before the Muscle Musical, she was part of the dance team DIG. Recently, she broke away from Muscle Musical and formed her own group with Ayako Mieke. She competed from Kunoichi 3-5 and made it to the third stage all 3 times, but unfortunately failed Domino Hill all 3 times in exactly the same spot, in the same way. Asami's performances have earned herself a spot as one of the best competitors to date, but she will probably never compete again. Mika Izumi Mieke is a jazz dance instructor hailing from Tokyo. She first appeared in the third competition and wowed everyone by making it all the way to the final stage. Izumi managed a great run but ran out of time just a few feet short of the buzzer. In the following tournament, Izumi was the only finalist from the previous tournament to clear stage 1. However, in stage 2, she failed the triple hurdle, a common casualty in Kunoichi 1 and 2. Since competing in Kunoichi, Izumi has married and her married name is Mika Watanabe. She also participated in Sasuke 12 and Sasuke 13, failing stage 1's jump hang and prism tilt respectively. She returned after Sasuke was renamed Sasuke Rising. In Sasuke 28, she failed the rolling escargot. In Sasuke 29, like Sasuke 12, the redesigned jump hang kai was her downfall. Hiromi Satic Hiromi, a professional sumo wrestler who, due to her large and overweight body, fails on the first obstacle in the first stage every time. Since the start of Kunoichi, she has participated in all but the 5th competition. International participants. Kunoichi has a more diverse competition than Sasuke. In the 6th competition, over 20 different nations were represented. A few foreign competitors include Kyra Gracie, a member of the Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu family. She competed in the 6th competition, but failed the first stage's balance bridge. Catalina Panner, a Romanian Olympic gold medal gymnast. She competed in the 6th competition, where she failed the flying pillar in the first stage. Mirabela Akhinu, a Ukrainian gymnast, who competed in the 2004 Athens Olympics. She made it to the second stage in the fifth competition, but failed on the spinning log. Onaban, Romanian gymnastic gold medalist in the team competition at the 2004 Athens Olympics. She made it to the second stage in the fourth competition, but failed on the floating bridge. Tasha Schweikert, American gymnast, 2000 Olympian, finished 1 second after her time ran out in the second stage of the third competition. Diana Pickler, this American heptathlete from Washington State University, competed in the seventh competition, but failed on the first stage's log jam. Sarah Jean Underwood, the American model, Playboy Playmate of the year 2007, and host of Attack of the Show, competed in the eighth competition and made it to the second stage, but she failed the dancing stones. Other notable participants: at least 4 Sasuke All-Stars Shingo Yamamoto, Toshihiro Takeda, Katsumi Yamada, and Makoto Nagano are known to be training Kunoichi competitors. Each of them competed in the seventh competition, with their mentors except for Yamamoto present. Yamamoto's trainee, Sayaka Okamoto, who was an employee at his service station, advanced to the second stage of the sixth competition, where Yamamoto was present at just 16 years of age. She failed in the second stage, however, falling on the last segment of the swinging beams. In the seventh competition, Okamoto failed on the first stage's log jam. In the eighth, she failed the second stage's swinging beams again. Like Yamamoto, Okamoto competes in her maroon Mobile 1 uniform shirt. Takeda's trainee, Miko Oshima, who fights fires alongside Takeda, competed in the seventh competition and failed the first stage's newly redesigned hop rocket. Nagano's trainee, fitness instructor Kaori Anraku, failed the flying pillar in the seventh competition's first stage. Yamada's trainee, walking instructor Nobuko Anoda, also went out on the yellow-posted hop rocket in the seventh competition. It was said that they met through Anoda's father, who is a medical expert that Yamada once consulted about a shoulder injury. Nagano's wife, Asami Nagano, competed in the eighth competition and actually timed out on the net wall climb, but she won the turntable balance beam challenge. In stage 2, she failed the barrel roll. Nagano has also trained his older sister, Tiko Uchida, who has yet to complete the first stage. Narumi Kitagawa, a professional surfer, holds the record at age 41 for being the oldest competitor to complete the first stage, doing so in the sixth competition. She completed the second stage that day as well, but did not advance to the third stage because she did not turn in one of the 6 fastest times of that stage, a special rule implemented for that competition only. She returned for the seventh competition, but failed the balance bridge by ripping it and dropping out of contention. Mio Fukuizumi, who is also notable for her role as Windanu in Nippu Sentai Hurricaneger adapted into Power Rangers Ninja Storm in the United States, competed in the second competition, where she failed the first stage after her foot slipped off the dancing stones. J-pop singer Asami Abe competed in the seventh competition, but failed on the very first obstacle, the stepping stones. Chai Nishimura, a veteran stuntwoman who became the first woman to clear the first stage of Sasuke at Sasuke 2 in 1998. To put it in perspective, all 3 Kunoichi Grand Champions have entered Sasuke, but not completed Stage 1, and no other woman replicated Nishimura's feat until American Ninja Warrior star and fellow stuntwoman Jessie Graff at Sasuke 34 in 2017. Her first Kunoichi appearance was in the third competition, but she failed in the third stage after a misstep on the pole vault. She initially did not plan to compete again due to her plans of having a baby, but she competed in the fourth competition just 3 months after having her second baby. She failed the hop rocket on the first stage. She later competed in the fifth competition, where she failed the first stage's angle run, the sixth competition where she failed the barrel roll mentioned in the seventh competition, and then in the seventh competition, where she managed to complete stage 1 but just missed completing the second stage by a few seconds. She also competed in the eighth competition, but she failed the first stage's swinging jump. Gravure model and B4U member Megumi Fukushita participated in the 7th competition, where she failed the first stage after she fell on the barrel roll. Gravure model Harumi Nemoto competed in the 3rd competition, where she failed the dancing stones. Former Japanese adult model and AV star turned TV personality and singer Naoko appeared in the 5th competition, where she failed the balance bridge. Japanese adult model and AV star Sora AI has competed twice. In the 6th competition, she timed out just as she reached the escape ladder. In the 7th competition, she fell at the log jam. Nami Ikino, an actress, has competed 3 times. In the 3rd competition, she failed the barrel roll, in the 4th she failed the balance bridge, and in the 7th she cleared the log jam, but couldn't reach the flying pillar in time and failed there. Ikino also competed in Sasuke 11, where she failed the rolling log. Actress and TV regular Aya Hirayama has competed twice. In the 2nd competition, she failed the dancing stones, and in the 3rd, she failed the windmill cross. 2 members of the G-Rockets acrobatic dance troupe, Eri Yoshihama and Tomomi Hanzawa, have competed in Kunoichi. Yoshihama competed in the 3rd competition, where she failed stage 3's domino hill. Hanzawa also competed in the 3rd competition, where reached the final stage, failing by a couple of meters. Hanzawa returned for the 4th competition, but lost too much time on the first stage's windmill cross and ran out of time just as she was reaching for the stage clear button. Hanzawa and Yoshihama both still dance for the G-Rockets. Kazuo Watanabe, a track and field star at a Japanese university, was one of the earlier competitors and former all-star. She was one of 2 people, the other being Yuko Mizuno, to make the final stage in Kunoichi 2. She was the last woman standing, but lost her focus and failed the balance walk several feet from where Yuko failed. She returned for Kunoichi 3, where she failed Domino Hill's yellow zone, leaving the competitors in visible shock. In Kunoichi 4, she was the first woman to clear stage 1 and made it to her nemesis Domino Hill again, only to fail this time in the red zone. Kazuo left Kunoichi as the only finalist to never clear stage 3, but was also the only one to clear the 1st and 2nd stages in all of her attempts. Kazuo has moved to London in order to advance in her career. As of 2010, she has cleared the 1st stage 3 times, the 2nd stage 3 times, and the 3rd/final stage none. Miho Yamada, a gymnast who competed in the Barcelona and Atlanta Olympics, has competed 3 times. She is best known for being the first woman ever to complete stage 1 of Kunoichi. She would go on to fail the super jump in stage 2. In Kunoichi 2, she failed the barrel roll, and in Kunoichi 4, she was disqualified on Domino Hill when she slipped and used her hands. Masami Yusa, a beach flag champion and known for being the first woman to reach the warped wall in Sasuke 14, was a well-known competitor in the first 2 competitions, where she completed stage 1, but both times failed the super jump in stage 2. In Kunoichi 3, she failed the dancing stones, shocking everyone. In Kunoichi 4 and 5, she would fail the windmill cross both times. She has not competed since. Fumi Nakajima, an actress, model, and member of the Shape Up Girls fitness group, has competed twice. In the 5th competition, she failed the balance bridge, and in the 7th, she failed the log jam. Yoko Mori, a model and member of the CC Girls, has competed 5, possibly 6 times. She timed out on the final obstacle in stage 1 of the first 2 competitions. In the 3rd tournament, she cleared stage 1 with just over 9 seconds left and made it to stage 3, failing at Domino Hill. After missing the 4th competition, she is presumed to have competed in the 5th tournament, although this is unconfirmed. She did, however, compete in Kunoichi 6 and 7, where she failed the flying pillar and the log jam respectively. Ayako Inada, a gymnast who placed 5th in rhythmic gymnastics in the Sydney Olympics when she was just 18 and is now part of the Muscle musical, has competed twice. In the 6th competition, She failed the flying pillar when she slid off the landing mat. In the 8th, she made it to stage 2, but failed Domino Hill. Keo Hago, a dancer and formerly part of the Muscle musical, has competed 5 times. In her first 3 competitions, Kunoichi 3-5, she timed out on the escape ladder within sight of the button. Her run in the 6th competition was cut from the broadcast, although it is known that she failed the first stage, but she was shown on the sidelines with Kamiya supporting Ayako Inada. In the 7th competition, she failed the log jam. Hago's now 31 and recently broke away from the Muscle musical to be part of the group formed by Ayako Miike and Sayako Sami, so she will probably never compete again. The 8th Kunoichi competition featured singer Makoto, Ago of Morning Musume actress Miki Hara, and idling members Hitomi Sakai, Hitomi Miike, and Erika Yazawa in the costume of Dagu-chan in the ancient Dagu girl as competitors. Professional wrestler Momo Nakanishi took part in the 3rd competition, where she made it to the 3rd stage before failing on Domino Hill. Stages. Kunoichi is composed of 4 stages, with the exception of the 1st, 2nd, and 9th competitions, which consisted of only 3 stages each. Competitors must complete a stage in order to continue to the next stage. In the 9th competitions, the 1st and 2nd stage were renamed to the Red and Blue stage respectively. Then, in the 10th competitions, the new 3rd stage was renamed the Black stage, thus returned to a 4-stage format. 1st stage, 2nd chance round, 2nd stage, 3rd stage. There was no 3rd stage in Kunoichi 1, 2, and 9. Final stage. No one made it to the final stage in 7 and 10, so the time limit is unknown. Obstacles. 1st stage. Participants are given 80 to 105 seconds to complete 1st stage. In the 1st competition, the 1st stage proved to be a difficult course, as only 2 people were able to move on to the next stage. This caused a major change in the 1st stage, making it less difficult than in the 1st competition. Dancing stones, 9 vertical poles, each topped with a rounded pad, are arranged in an offset pattern. The competitor must step from pole to pole, balancing on the rounded mound, to cross the obstacle. From the 4th competition onward, the mound on a central pole near the beginning of the obstacle is on a spring, making it somewhat more unstable than the others. Along with the hop rocket, the dancing stones are responsible for most contestant eliminations. In the 7th and 8th competitions, the dancing stones are a 2nd stage obstacle. Stepping stones, a set of 5 small floating pads in a pool of water that alternate sides. The contestant must hop across these 5 bullet-shaped pads to the other side. This has a similarity to Sasuke's sextuple step. Windmill cross. A sloped carousel spins slowly. 3 narrow fins radiate from the center, providing a narrow place to safely walk. The contestant must walk across a fin to reach the center of the carousel, and across another fin to reach the opposite side before jumping to safety. Contestants who fall off the fin onto the carousel rarely can avoid sliding down the sloped sides and into the water below. In the 1st competition, the obstacle was composed of 3 small windmills rather than the 1 big windmill used in later competitions. Log jam. 2 stationary round logs are placed above a pool of water. The logs are separated, forcing the contestant to maintain balance while walking across the logs, but also while jumping to the 2nd log. The 2nd log is about 3/4 the size of the 1st and is also placed lower and to the right. In the 7th competition, the buzzer that starts the flying pillar was placed at the start of the log jam. The buzzer, when hit, sounded a horn and started the flying pillar's downward journey, forcing contestants to move quickly while maintaining balance. Balance bridge. A long, flat plank stretches between 2 risers. The plank can rotate along its long axis. In the 3rd competition, A fin-like protrusion running along part of the long axis was in center of the balance bridge, making it similar to the version in Sasuke in the first 7 competitions. In the 4th competition and onward, 3 large rectangular holes are cut along the long axis. Each of these served to make running straight down the middle difficult. This obstacle was also on Sasuke for 8 competitions, 1st, 7th, and 11th. Cylinder walk/barrel roll. Roll. Contestants must balance on the side of a steel barrel as it rolls down a slow incline, similar to the balance tank on Sasuke. Tornado run. Contestants must cross a set of 3 balance beams, each only 7 inches wide, while a wind machine blows at 55 miles per hour 89 km/h against them in an attempt to throw them off balance. The first beam is positioned directly against the wind machine, thus creating a headwind. The second beam is at a 45-degree angle against the fan, and the third beam runs alongside the wind machine, resulting in a crosswind. Gateway bridge. Contestants must use balance to tiptoe their way along a bridge, about 5 km wide and 6 km long, and then turn 90 degrees and tiptoe along a second bridge. Angled run. The contestant runs along a riser tilted at a 45-degree angle. At the end of the obstacle, the contestant must jump across the water to a small cushion to continue the course. Starting in the 5th competition, the contestant would run across one angled riser, then jump to and run across a second angled riser facing the other direction before reaching the end of the obstacle. Hop rocket. Assisted by the bounce from a mini trampoline, contestants try to jump across a large gap and land on a padded riser on the opposite side. In the 3rd competition, it had a small yellow post located in between the trampoline and the other side. Yellow posted hop rocket. The competitor must bounce from a mini trampoline to a large yellow post in the center of the water. The competitor must then pull herself up and jump to a floating pad and then proceed to the next obstacle. Vertical limit/conviction hill. The vertical limit is a combination between the hill climb and the warped wall, where the contestants must climb a hill with 2 ropes available. In the 5th competition, it was remade into the conviction hill, where the contestants ran up 2 ramps decreasing in height that is similar to the crooked wall on Sasuke. Slippery slide. Contestants ride a zip line over a pit of water. Before reaching the end, the contestant must let go of the zip line and drop to a small cushioned island in the water below. The contestant then crosses a series of narrow balance beams to reach the escape ladder. Escape ladder. The contestant climbs a rope ladder or a metal ladder, as used in the 1st competition, to reach the upper platform and hit the buzzer to complete the stage. Escape pole. The contestant must climb up a pole to reach to upper platform and hit the buzzer to complete the stage. Very similar to the Skyway pole. Float run. The contestant must run across 5 foam floats, 2 large squares, and 3 narrower rectangles. Prism tilt. The contestant must run across a prism-shaped object that is on an axle, used for only one time on Sasuke. Flying pillar. The contestant must hit a buzzer to start a soft yellow pillar's downward journey, then use a springboard to catch and hang from the pillar, then hold her feet up avoiding a pool of water to land on a floating platform. In the 7th tournament, the buzzer that started the flying pillar's movement was placed before the preceding obstacle, the log jam, forcing the contestant to get across the log jam quickly enough to be able to catch the pillar. Double hurdle. Used only once, this obstacle consists of a pair of hurdles, the second of which is about double the size of the first. Falling pole. The contestant must slide down an inclined pole over the water to a floating platform, then follow a balance beam to the escape ladder. Floating hurdle. The contestants must leap a hurdle that is attached to a floating raft positioned in the water. There are 2 hurdles that are positioned side by side. Log bridge. The contestants must cross a stationary round log. There are 3 logs positioned side by side, so the last of the four contestants to reach the obstacle must wait for the other competitors to finish it. Swinging/hanging logs. The contestants must cross a series of 3 swinging logs that are suspended in the air on chains. Spider cage/iron prison. The contestants must cross a pool of water on an obstacle similar to Sasuke's spider walk, but the frame is made of metal wires instead of glass panels. There are 4 columns, 1 for each contender. Swing jump, wing jump, wing jump, wing jump, wing jump, jump, jump. The contestants must use a playground-style swing to reach a raft that is positioned in the water below. There are 4 swings and rafts, 1 for each contender. Raft transfer/raft pull. The contestants must use a rope to propel themselves and their raft to the next obstacle. Net wall climb. The contestants must climb a large net identical to the final obstacle on the current Sasuke course. Second stage. In the first 5 competitions, a competitor only had from 30 to 50 seconds to complete the entire course. In the 6th competition, it was turned into a time trial, with only the 6 fastest competitors, assuming more than 6 complete the course successfully, advancing to the 3rd stage. In addition, the 6th competition's 2nd stage carried a 70-second time limit. By the 7th competition, the course used the original rules, which the competitors must complete the stage under a certain time limit. The 8th competition permitted a maximum of 12 competitors to advance, basing it on fastest time if more than 12 completed the course, and there was a time limit of 210 seconds to complete the course. Super jump, pooper jump. Contestants stand on a mattress-like platform that slides down a slope that ends in a ramp. Before the platform hits the end of the ramp, the contestants must jump off it in order to land on the small cushion. For the 8th competition, wheels have been added to the underside of the platform. Spinning slopes. There are 2 sloped round platforms that rotate. The contestants have to jump from one to another to get to the next obstacle. Spinning log. The contestant must cross a spinning log in order to reach the other side. Also used on Sasuke for the first 2 competitions, before returning in the 17th competition as the log slope. Ledge walk. The competitor must cross 2 sections of ledge at the bottom of a wall, with water below. The second section has 2 short strips sticking out of the wall at about knee height to increase the difficulty. This obstacle once was on Sasuke. Floating bridge. The competitor must cross several floating logs that gradually sink when stepped on. Triple hurdle. The competitor must clear 3 hurdles of varying height. In the 4th competition, the hurdles are positioned over water, with trampolines between them to reach the next hurdle. Swinging hammers. The competitors must cross a bridge while avoiding 4 swinging hammers. This obstacle is similar to Sasuke's hammer dodge. 2-pole bridge. The contestant must balance a foot on each of 2 parallel metal poles and traverse them to the next obstacle. Net climb. The contestant must climb a cargo net. The netting design is similar to Sasuke's jump hang. The function is similar to Sasuke's net bridge. This was one of the 2 final stage obstacles in the 7th competition, but was much larger. Swinging beams. The contestant must cross 2 beams that are suspended by rope, with ropes hanging above the middle of each beam to assist in crossing. The first beam is made of a wood. The second beam is made of bamboo. The contestant must then cross a 3rd beam made of metal that is supported by metal poles and lacks the middle assist rope. Hill climb. The competitors must scamper up a 6-sided, 16 feet 4.9 m hill, also used on Sasuke in the first 4 competitions. Climbing bars/monkey bars. A set of monkey bars must be crossed by the competitors. The monkey bars are set on a pivoting mount on the scaffolding above. This is later used on Sasuke as the swing ladder. The 8th competition obstacles. In the 8th competition, the course involves several obstacles from other stages, the dancing stones and cylinder walk from stage 1, and a section of domino hill from stage 3. 3rd stage. A third stage was placed before the final stage beginning in the third competition. Like the previous stages, the third stage is composed of balance-based obstacles. In the third-fourth competition, each competitor was given 90 seconds to complete the course. For the fifth competition, the time limit to complete the first two obstacles was eliminated. The contestant starts the timer during the final obstacle. This timer was removed in the sixth competition to make it similar to the men's third stage. Super vault. The competitor pole vaults over two bodies of water. The second landing area has an upward incline, making it harder for competitors to land on it without falling into the water behind them. Removed in fifth competition. This obstacle was also on Sasuke except that there was only one platform instead of two. Domino hill. The competitor balances and walks across 40 upright, foam dominoes. If a competitor loses her balance and touches a domino with her hand, she is disqualified. In the seventh tournament, it appears that the red zone of dominoes has been changed to something that looks like the dancing stones. In the eighth tournament, a shortened version of Domino Hill was used in Stage 2, based on both Kinniku Banzyuk's Sponge Bridge event, although there is no blue zone, and the Teichi's Castle game dominoes. Pendulum Bridge. The competitor walks across a 4 inches 10 cm wide, plank-like bridge that moves back and forth. It was removed in the fifth competition, but reinstated in the following one. This was in the first and second competitions in the second stage as the swinging bee. Unforgiving wall. It is a combination of the cliffhanger and ledge walk. The women are given a footholds in addition to 4 handholds. The wall is tilted backward about 10 degrees every gap, meaning the women must cross it leaning backward. There are 4 sections, with the second and third each rising 1 foot 0.30 m, and the fourth going down 1 foot 0.30 m. Replaces the super vault in the fifth competition. Dreamer's Road. Dreamer's Road is a long balance beam over a chasm of water. Before the competitor begins crossing, she must hit a button to begin the 15-second timer. To complete the stage, she must cross the balance beam and hit the final buzzer at the end before the 15-second timer runs out. Replaces the pendulum bridge in the fifth competition. It is similar to the original final stage, the balance walk, but smaller and no cylindrical bumps. Peg jump. Added for the sixth competition and replacing the unforgiving wall, the competitor must jump across to 5 small platforms of differing heights. Similar to Sasuke's pillar path but is spread apart. Magic wall. A wall that must be scaled using rock climbing equipment. To increase the difficulty, the second third is leaning backward. Replaces the pendulum bridge in the sixth competition. High jump, high jump, high jump. Contestants attempt a classic athletics high jump, with the 3 contestants achieving the highest heights advancing to the final stage. Final stage. In the first 2 competitions, there were only 3 stages. The final stage became the 4th stage beginning with the 3rd competition. Nobody made the final stage in the first competition. The final stage in the second competition involved a long balance beam with cylindrical bumps over a pool of water. The competitor was supported by a harness. There was no time limit. The final stage was revamped for the 3rd competition, making it similar to the final stage of Sasuke. The competitor has 30, 35, 40, or 60 seconds to complete 2 obstacles. In the 3rd and 4th competitions, it was to climb up a 10 meters 33 ft tower using ladder rungs attached to the sides of the walls, then climb a 5 meters 16 ft pole to a landing and the finishing button. In the 5th competition, the ladder rungs alternated, making it more difficult for the competitor to reach the end, since they would have to climb the opposite wall every few steps. For the 6th competition, the tower was replaced by a 10 meters 33 ft climbing wall. In the 7th competition, the wall tower was replaced with a 12 meters 39 ft net climb. In the 8th competition, competitors must complete 10 meters 33 ft survival climb consisting of a series of metal bars before climbing two vertically aligned and opposite climbing walls 3+3 to reach the goal. Unlike Sasuke, Kunoichi's final stage competitors are not dropped into a free fall if they fail to finish before time runs out. However, they are still supported by a safety line. The ladders and net slide out of the way when the competitor transitions to the pole climb, but are not timed like Sasuke's spider climb. To date, only 9 competitors have ever attempted the final stage, and only Ayako Miyake, Yuko Mizuno, and Ri Kamiya have attempted the final stage more than once. United States and United Kingdom broadcasts. The program can be seen in the United States as Women of Ninja Warrior on Esquire Network. Just like in the regular version, the play-by-play commentary and interviews with participants are subtitled in English, while the introduction, player profiles, and replays have been dubbed by voice actor Dave Wittenberg. Each episode is a 30-minute portion of the Japanese broadcast. To date, the first 8 competitions have aired in America. It is also broadcast in the UK on the channel Challenge. The first 7 competitions were dubbed by Stuart Hall, while Kunoichi 8 was dubbed by Jim North. Kunoichi has now removed Hall's commentary and redubbed the first 7 competitions with new commentary by Jim North. Episodes also feature segments such as Ninja Killer an obstacle from a stage that took out the most contestants, and Warrior Wipeout the best wipeout from a Women of Ninja Warrior contestant. As of 2019, the first 8 competitions have been aired in the USA and UK. Results. The following is a list of people who advanced the farthest and reached at least the 3rd stage in each competition. Under each competition, the results are listed in order of who went the farthest first. First competition. Aired December 22, 2001. Note: nobody cleared the 2nd stage in this competition. Second competition. Aired December 21, 2002. Third competition. Aired September 24, 2003. Note: in Stage 1, Kazue Watanabe went after Now Watanabe, indicating she was the 97th competitor to go. Fourth competition. Aired December 25, 2004. 2004. Fifth competition. Aired January 7, 2006. Sixth competition. Aired September 20, 2006. 2006. Tanaka completed the wall climb, but her time ran out as she began the skyway pole. Note: numbers were not given out in this tournament, but the producers had the order in which the competitors went. Only Miyake's and Tanaka's numbers were revealed because they made it to the final stage. Seventh competition. Aired September 5, 2007 and 7. Eighth competition. Aired October 7, 2009. Arimatsu cleared the final stage with 5 seconds on the clock, but she grabbed the edge of the second wall on the climbing board. Ninth competition. Aired February 12, 2017. 10th competition. Aired July 2, 2017.